Hey everybody, I'm here today to show you and tell you how to plane a door edge or bottom. This will be a simple tutorial for fixing a scraping door. Let's get right into the video. First and foremost, this tutorial will only be useful for you if your door is just slightly scraping something. If your door is too big or missized, or you need to shave off an entire side of it, or like half an inch, however much you need to get rid of, this tutorial will not be very useful for you, because then your door is not scraping, it's hitting, it doesn't fit. If your door is just scraping, this is definitely a video that you should consider. Now what I have here is I actually have a manual planer. Okay, now you can go ahead and you can get an electric planer, but this is something that I have because I don't have to maintain it. It's really easy to use. It doesn't require any batteries or electricity. It's just really easy. It essentially just shaves the wood. So these little pieces right here just basically act almost similar to how you would shave your face or your head or whatever you shave, in the sense that it sort of acts like a razor to shave off the door and plane a piece of it off. The first thing that you want to do is figure out where it's scraping. Okay, so this is just for full disclosure. This is an old door from the house before the renovation, so I just kept it for some tutorials. So you know, I'm going to be sort of hacking away at it, and I don't care about this door, but obviously take really good care of the door that you're going to be putting back on the door frame. Right now it's just resting on the ground. You're going to want to do this over a towel so that you don't scrape any of the paint or anything like that. That's why I'm just kind of doing this with the door like this. So essentially you want to make a marking where your door would likely be scraping. So you're going to go ahead and open and close it, see where it's scraping, use your eyeballs and your eyesight to sort of see where it's scraping. Let's just imagine that this door was scraping about right over here. So I'd get a pencil and I would make a mark on sort of the upper portion and the lower portion of where it was scraping. Okay, assuming it's scraping on the edge or the side. Then what you're going to do is you're going to take your planer, either a manual planer like this or an electric one, and you're going to just plane off just a little bit. You just want to shave off a little bit of it, and then try it again. Put the door back on, see if it works, and then continue doing that over and over. And I'll demonstrate how to use this in a moment. But what you should know is that you can do this with the door on the hinges. You can do it. If you're just doing the edge like this, you can totally do it with the door on the hinges. But it is easier if you're going to be taking a lot off, or if there's multiple spots to plane, it is a little bit easier to take it off. I know it's more work, but it is a bit easier to take it off. So you're going to go ahead with, when you've made your marks for where you need to plane the door, you're going to take your manual planer or your electric one. I'm going to turn the door like this so you can see over here. And you're going to essentially just sort of start shaving off or planing off just a little bit of the wood. So I'm going to start over here. And as you can see, it's just essentially shaving off part of it. So with this planer right here and the actual condition of the door, I'm doing a little bit of the edges first. Okay? Because this is a manual one, I'm doing a bit of the edges. And then what I'm going to do is now I'm going to go down the actual edge of the door like this a few times. So you can see I'm shaving off. You can actually see it in here. It gathers in here. So you can actually see that I'm shaving off some parts of the wood on the door edge. Okay, just like that. So what I would do is I would make sure that I got all of the stain or the paint off. This way I know that I at least shaved off a bit of the entire edge right here that I need to work with. So I'm going to go ahead and just go a few more passes until all of the stain or the paint, depending on if your door is painted or stained, has come off of this right here. And I'll show you what it looks like in just a moment. Now the one downside to using a manual planer is that it is more work, but you know, how do you think you get forearms like this? You do stuff like this. So, you know, that's why I enjoy it. All right, we're almost there. A couple more passes, just like that. Okay, so now, if you take a look, I'm gonna bring the camera a little bit closer. If you take a look at what I did right there, you can see that I actually planed off just like a little bit where I had made the imaginary markings. And then I would put the door back on and I would see if it would work and if it wouldn't scrape. If it's still scraped, I would go ahead and do it one more time. In addition to doing the edge of the door, as I said in the beginning of the video, you can also do the bottom. Now when you're doing the bottom, if your door is scraping the floor at some point and you don't want to adjust the hinges or anything, you're going to go ahead and you're going to get access to the bottom. Okay? In the same way that I just showed you, that's a little bit longer. So I would do the same thing on the bottom over here. I would go ahead and I would use my planer to scrape off anything on the bottom over here that was scraping. Now keep in mind, depending on the door, if you have a hollow core door, then that means that you can only scrape off a little bit. You can't just shave off 2 inches or 5 inches, right? You know, there's going to be a hollow point in the center of the door, basically. So what you have to remember is how much you are able to scrape off before you get rid of the entire edge. If you have a wooden door, full wooden door on the other hand, then you're probably okay. But that's basically it. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you think down below as a comment. And of course, be sure to subscribe for more great videos just like this one. And that's all I have for you today. Thanks for watching.